How did your grandparents meet? And where did they meet?
Didn't they have one answer?
Originally, Mama, Grandma Sadie and Paul Washington met in Walterboro, and they moved. They were looking for better, higher pay wages. They came to Berkeley County because there was a brand new sawmill. They either started building it, or when they built it, there were jobs there. There were free housing in the beginning, and then when things got really going, then they had to pay, I believe, rent for the house that they were in. And the mill wasn't too far to walk to work. They had a white section and they had a black section. They had a commissary as a store. One side was food, one side was clothes. And then the post office for the black folks was the inside of the commissary where you pick up your clothes. You could walk on a corner and the mailbox was lined up. Mail carrier was there to give you your mail if you didn't have it.
So they had a different post office for black people and white people?
White people would get their mailbox was in the front of their house. We had to come out of the quarters and pick up our mail in the commissary store because they had it from 1 to 300, I think, and you put their mail in their little slot. And if a package come, the package would sit on the floor, and you had to go to the window and say, "I come to get so and so package," because they would have put a little yellow or brown stating that you had a package to be picked up.
Okay. So here's another question. Camp quarters, how big was that? How many people would you say lived there back in the day?
I would say about 150 to 200 because it was a white side and there was a black side. The white people lived up, their road was paved. Ours was rock and dirt. Because the trucks used to come through the main quarters, down the road by the store, and turn by the house we was near almost to the back of it, where the logs would go in the inside of the mill.
So when did that end? When did they finally get rid of that?
It completely came to a stop when Georgia Pacific moved in, because once people start, like our parents, we were living in the black section, and my dad and mom had a dream of buying a piece of land and building a house and move on it. The people around us would always say nothing would come up good out of Russellville. And we used to go to school, and the kids in Pineville didn't want to associate with the people from Russellville. And the black people didn't associate with the white people, or the white people didn't associate with the black people. Everybody knew the distance.
Okay.
And when I remember going to school, we entangled and we had to talk to each other because Pineville people and Russellville people went to JK. And then St. Stephen had their black school, they went to St. Stephen Elementary. And this year, I think, is the first year, which would have been 100 years JK school was established. They closed it.
Okay.
Your Grandma Ethel Bennett went to that school where we all went to that school. All her children.
So when y'all moved from camp quarters to get your own house, were y'all all born already? Did she all?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. When my mom and dad built the house, it was built by Jim Motors. And we moved from camp quarters when our daddy died. The house was already built, and they were buying furniture, putting it in along and along. And the thing was that when our dad got sick, we were supposed to be moving. He didn't live in the house. He died before we actually totally moved in.
Okay. Mother, you told me a story one time about you going to, no, it wasn't town, it was Russellville to buy shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to wait outside because some white people showed up?
Yeah.
Tell that story again.
In that old town, we lived in the back, like they call camp quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And the store was like divide the black and the white. The black stayed in the back and the white had homes up front.
That's correct.
And not only shoes you had to wait outside, when you go to buy the grocery, because like Dave said, the store been divided between clothes and grocery. But if the white man came in the store and you already at the counter buying, they will send you outside, let you sit in the bench outside while they handle the white man and what it, because the white man wasn't going to be nowhere in the store while you in the store shopping.
Interesting.
There was a code when we were growing up. It wasn't written down. We were never allowed to walk, female alone. Either you walk with two people or in a group. If you see a car coming, you get on the other side of the ditch. They'll run you over and keep moving.
Just because you were black
Uh-huh.
and they didn't care if you were male or female,
Uh-uh.
no matter age,
No matter.
even if you were little kids.
The only reason as I can remember being a child, I remember a white man told another white man, "Don't touch her. She's William Bennett's daughter, and he don't care what he do." I remember that as long as I would live. My daddy sent me to the store to get a pack of cigarettes, and I didn't want to go. And he said, "Oh, you going?"
But these are the same black folks that could have come to your house, wash your dishes, wash your clothes,
But you couldn't.
wash your children. Some of them even nurse your children, and have to come through the back door.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm out here in the store and I'm shopping, you like sitting, you waiting outside for me.
Mm-hmm. And I can remember the day I went to the store, and it was the day Daddy died. I remember that day. Because I went to the store to get something, and he said, "Gal, your mama ain't get back from the hospital yet." And I kept walking. And he said, "I'm talking to you." And I turned around, because I went to see who else was on the... He said, "I'm talking to you." I said, "Why?" He said, "Your mama ain't get back from the hospital yet?" I said, "No, sir." "Why you want to know?" "Well, when she get back, tell her to come here." When she got back and give us the news, it went over my mind. You know, she come to let us know Daddy had died. He was in the button. And a week later, "Did you ever tell your mama?" And I looked at him. I said, "What do you use to tell her to come up there when he had already died?" And he just looked at me.
Even the doctor was
Yeah, Dr. Schumer was prejudiced as hell.
separated.
Yes, sir. There was a black section to sit, and there was a white section to sit. I remember going.
The doctor delivered the white babies, and midwife delivered the black babies, and most midwife was black women from the camp town.
Look, I went in the hospital.
So the white babies got to go to the hospital?
Most of them. Neil was born in Mount Hospital. And I remember Mana was going to Florida to a family funeral. Dr. Schumer, at that time, was serving. He took care of me being pregnant. When I went to have Neil, didn't change me into a hospital gown. And he said, "I refuse to touch her. Y'all go change her. She brought her gown. That's her right. She paid. That's why they got insurance." And the nurse was mad at me. I remember. And who she thinks she is. And I remember Dr. Schumer said, "She got the right to be treated like a human being. And I'm not leaving till I see y'all put a gown on her. She bet not try and put on that gown herself."
I don't even remember the hospital.
Mount Scola Memorial, it turned in from Mount Scola Memorial when they closed it, and they turned into the health department. And now they only got, what they got in there now? They used to have birthdays, what do you call that thing? Your birth certificate. It used to be the health department. It used to be, it's something to do with land like people want to put down separate tank and run into tap in now. They put in water site in the country, and it's over. I think it's between $3,000 to $4,000. That last city water tap in, and now they're trying to force you to purchase city water.
So when y'all lived in camp quarters, and the white people lived in the front, and y'all lived in the black, did y'all still have the same kind of houses? Or?
No. I remember white people had bathroom in their houses. We were the only one had a toilet in our house, and it took Daddy a while to put a toilet in our house. We had to go to outside toilet.
And that's when the man was coming through selling $1 and a deed.
Yes, sir.
What
The
does
dollar was
what does
the
that mean?
down payment for your house, and the deed was signed by you to go over to him just in case you die. He would have your land.
My dad then bought an acre land from his sister and brother-in-law. I think it was about 2 to 3 acres, because they sold a piece to your aunt's sister. Sister lived. They built a house while they were in New York, identically in the front of the house you grew up in.
Hold 1 second. So what you're trying to say is they sold you the land, but you had to sign a deed that said if you died, they get the land back?
If you buy from a white man, yes.
Okay.
But Uncle Perry had a lot of land. Now how you get it, I don't know. But I remember him selling, I think it was 2 acres or 3 acres to my dad. And then sister wanted to come home, or Uncle Lucy and sister wanted to come home. So they buy an acre from mom. They they built a house while they were in New York, right in the front of the house you was raised up in.
Yes.
Okay? And then Uncle Lucy, after they got here, they built that joint or that little shop on the side. And there was a piece that I was supposed to put in my trailer back, and I want to put my trailer beside Ma on the left-hand side. And Donnie put his trailer on the lane, and Spike had put a trailer on the right-hand side. And then they left and moved to Russellville. And when Donnie got married, Donnie was living in Granny house for a while, and then he bought his first trailer and put it in the spot his double wide is in now. Keep going.
Because technically, if they sold you the land, but you had to put their name on the deed, didn't they still own the land? You just kind of living there.
If you buy from a white person, yeah.
Okay.
You had to be. When we were growing up, we were taught that whatever you learn, you had to learn it 3 times faster and can multiply 6 times faster to know you got a trait to do what you do. And Grandma Sadie was the one that taught me how to sew. And she said, every mistake you make, you got to triple what you do good. You have to learn how to do it, like when you get up in the morning and wash your face and put on your clothes. And I'm be honest with you, I do it just like that now today. If you give me a pair of pants to do something with it 9 o'clock in the morning, you can have it by 2:30 this evening. If you want it for a special occasion, you can have it back by tomorrow.
Okay, so now I got another question. Did most of the women work?
What was
I mean-
that again?
Sewing, your trade. When we were coming up, there were women that would stay home and raise their children and had a job. They would get up after the children go to school or before the children go to school and go to a white person house. My mama wasn't like that. Your grandmama. She was going to cook and take care of her kids. If you wanted a fish fry or a chicken dinner, she mastered. And Mom would start cooking on Thursday.
And on special days, they barbecue the whole
Oh, on the weekend. Oh, special holiday like today. We would have been out in the yard last night with Daddy, Boots, and a couple of other men barbecuing that hog all night. And Mom would make that sauce to go on that hog, and they would shred that hog when that hog get off the grill. Y'all call it a grill. They had their homemade design.
Yes, I remember with the bricks and
The rack.
the wire.
Uh-huh.
What was that wire called? I forgot, but
It used to be chicken wire.
yeah, chicken wire.
And tin over the top of it.
Yes.
And the coals would go under, and they would turn that hoe every couple of either 30 minutes to every hour until my mom had this thing you could stick in it, and if no blood come out of it, and the way how our daddy would do it, the skin would be crackly. You could tear that skin off and eat it.
Nope, I remember those. Just never figured out that barbecue sauce. But that's a whole nother story.
Well, the next time I come here, I'm a buy a certain thing. When I come here, I can have all the gadgets that I remember about it, and it ain't gonna be long. Cause I'm gonna start fixing it until I can remember the taste. It'll be like old school.
So that's interesting.
I remember the red pepper. I remember the mustard, the hot sauce. I remember the apple cider vinegar.
Changing the subject for a minute. So, when y'all went to high school, were they white people in the high school or was it just all black?
No, when we started, it was totally black.
But that was in Russellville, right? Or St. Stephen?
When integration started coming through town, that's when they start putting white children into the school with the black children.
Let me tell you how it happened. I remember when they said Charleston County school system was failing. Came over the news. The first integration was black teachers could not get a job close to home. They had to start leaving Russellville to go to Mount Scona, go to Goose Creek, and go to Charleston to work. Then the white teachers had to come into our school. When I got to high school, that's when the white kids start integrating, because the white high school in St. Stephen was small. They were taking their kids and putting them in private school or either carrying them to Macedonia. St. Stephen High School was there in Russellville. Then when I graduated from there, it was just a few white people going. And the guy that came to us, the guy that I had really liked, and he was white, was Jeffrey Collins. Our year to get out to go, our senior year to get out to go our class day, we was supposed to go to Myrtle Beach. And for some reason I got sick and couldn't go. He died. He got caught in a current and couldn't make it back. And then they're gonna build another school. That's how Timberland came in too. They didn't want to put it in the black section. They didn't want to put it in the white section. They put it in a swamp, and the school is sinking. It's crazy, but it is sinking. And now they still pulling their kids out of Timberland and taking them to private school. They got a school called St. John in Mount Scona, and just a couple of years ago, Mother Milton built Miracle Academy, and they just got a new wing on, and they'll be going to school their first day is tomorrow. And they did have graduate that leave Miracle Academy and gone on to be professors, doctors, lawyers. Even there's a kid now that's running for Senate.
So my question is, I get it. What did y'all do when y'all weren't working? I mean, like entertainment or...
There used to be house parties. Picnics.
What?
House parties.
Oh, house parties.
Hi, you got it. What we did when we weren't working? We had house parties and we go to picnics and we go to...
And church activities.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You say shh.
No, I'm talking to him. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hey, you know.
So I
Church used to have functions. And don't leave out Mount Callan. Mount Callan was the first black nurse we ever saw. That's how we got our immunization shot. Then they allow her to a part of Old Redeemer had a parish. they'd give it, donate it to her to serve, give the kids the shots to go to school, and they the kids that don't want to get the measles shot now, we had to go there and get our shots. That's where we carry our kids. Or she would take, I remember when I was a little girl, she came through Russellville, the camp quarters that we grew up on, and give us immunization where something was coming out and it was affecting us as children. And she would always say, come, let me give you a shot. And if you don't stop crying, I will stick you down. I remember that like days of old.
So I remember Max Cleaners, the guy in the blue van that used to come around. Is that because black people weren't allowed to go to the cleaners, or he just made that a thing of coming around?
We could go to his cleaner, but we couldn't go inside his cleaner. And then he had a black guy doing the work.
So
there was always a door. And y'all excited about driving to a restaurant to get your food. That was a slap at us. We could go to the restaurant and buy the food, but we couldn't go in there and eat the food. That's how you had to do.
So
the windows, the
windows. Okay.
See, y'all think it's fast and easy, run through and pick it up and go. That was decided. They didn't care if it was raining. They didn't care if it was cold. They didn't care if it was sleeting or snowing. You could not go in there and sit down and eat. Strange, isn't it? So they made a window.
So back in the days, there really was no point for black people to go to town, right?
Say that again.
There was no point for black people to go to town.
Oh, you can spend your money, but you weren't going in there to eat.
Yeah, you can go and spend all the money you want if you got it in town. They'll sell the stuff to you. But sometimes even in the town, you buy your stuff at the counter, then you still got to go around the back and pick it up.
You can order. Listen, I remember my daddy take me to Dr. Schumann.
Gee, how old you was when you left South Carolina?
Huh? How old I was when I left? What do you mean?
When you left.
When you leave South Carolina.
To come here? Or
Just when you left South Carolina and
The
go
first
anywhere.
time.
Your first time leaving South Carolina behind.
18.
Most time when they graduate from high school,
18.
their parents send them out of town because they know it wasn't survival.
Where did they send them to?
New York, Florida, Jersey, anywhere to get away from South Carolina. South Carolina is a state that didn't make provision for black folks to ever learn how to read and go forward. School was, this government made it that mandatory that they had to teach us. It wasn't designed for us. We always knew that they got better books, more advanced book. Strange, isn't it? And if they see that you have a potential to grow, they'll stop everything to keep you from growing. I was determined. I had more than one
The
trade.
house you rented to live in, and there was like house that people inherit from family that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
That end up getting a little piece of land and got a house on it, and you ain't got no heater, no central air, no central heating. You got to go your behind in the backyard and chop down a tree so you can get some log to go in the heater.
That's true. All you got was a kitchen, 2 or maybe 3 bedroom, a front room, and a chimney to put either, you could, if they had a fireplace in it, it was an old fireplace, but it was a chimney for you to buy a heater to stay warm.
Was that store in St. Stephen that started letting you have gas heating?
It used to be Berkeley Gas Company. They would let you buy a heater and they bring you a tank and hook it up.
Why you chasing him? He can't get into nothing.
Oh, believe me, he can.
Oh, he can get into stuff.
Well,
Also, white people would have you think we could go to the beach? I'm gonna go someplace because I was there a couple months ago where the sign was no black allowed. You couldn't go in, and then they had the white restroom and the black restroom. Sound funny, don't it? But it's true. You just go in the doctor's, when you go to the doctor office, said when you walk to the door, it was black side, white side. you know the difference. And now, guess what? We going in the same room, and they still segregate themselves because all the whites sit over there on the corner, and I like to walk in and sit right in between them. I don't give up.
No, that gonna feed you, son.
And they used to have 2 bathrooms.
Look,
Now they got
look.
only 1. If you want to use it, you use it. If you
Push it
don't,
up
you don't.
again. Push it up. Push it up a little bit more. Throw your-
How times have changed.
Oh, there's a lot of things y'all think y'all privileged y'all getting. Like I look at my daughter the other day, and she was saying something. I say, you don't know how much people
Yeah.
lost their life and get their rump kicked for you to think you were in that. Somebody
Put that to the top. Put it to
really
the top.
died for.
Good boy.
No, I agree with that.
But
Good.
you
The,
ain't lived
the,
through it.
the
'Cause see,
younger generation is.
they think they're entitled to everything. They don't know. They really don't know the history.
Go. There you
I remember being in high school. This was when I still was in South Carolina in St. Stephen, and we were in class, and I got into an argument with a guy whose main ambition was to someday become a truck driver. We were arguing about something, and he called me a nigger.
Wrong thing to do.
I jumped across the table and hit him. I got suspended. He didn't.
You're not the first one. I like the principal called my mom, and Elaine had hit Miss Mary, and she got killed. And Miss Mary's niece was talking about it was a shame. I said, did you tell the whole truth? Did you tell them that your daddy stopped and then swing in her yard and let her walk across the road? The whole class shut down. I said, because you half white, you think you right? And why did I say that? I said, because always white people always think because they're white, they're right. White teacher over the class. Miss Bennett, go to the office. I said, y'all ain't gonna like it if my mama come in.
They went a different era than I did.
Oh yeah.
You know. And by the time I was 16, I was graduating, I was out in Marion Walter.
That's true.
How did you graduate when you were 16?
Because if you succeed,
You do your grade
And you go.
I was
They
high
didn't hold you
school.
back.
go. Push it up.
sometimes you had two or three of these siblings skip certain grades.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
And I'm being
And I
honest.
even think the credits at that time was different than
big.
the credits y'all get
I had to have
get
20,
now.
18 or 20. That's it, my dad had 14 or 16. Once you get it, you go.
Oh, I got it.
It's the credits you get that allow you to leave high school.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
But I'm being honest with you, Tony, when we were coming up as young adults, young teenagers, we know how far to go to the boundary. And you could be walking down the road and they'll call you nigga right out their money, didn't care. And you just, did you hear me? And I'm the rebel. I heard you, but you ain't talking to me. Because you know that word was nigga, wasn't designed for me, boo. It was designed for poor white trash. Read your history. Where you get that? I said, go to the library, read history. It's been in my book, and I sure read it. A white man that had a wife and children, and then had a horse to pull a wagon, was y'all were lower than the Negroes, cause we walked, or we run. You gotta know your history. You gotta know where you've been. You gotta know where you're going. And you gotta know what you know. And like the other day, and I know you want to talk about our history. I met a young man, and this is philosophy concerning me because I'm old. He don't like old people. I look at him and I bust him and laugh. I said, you know, you
Who
didn't.
don't like old people?
Young man came to the job where I was working at, and he worked there for about 7 years, and he was tired of me not answering him. He went to the boss, the owner, and said, get rid of Miss Bennett and I'll stay. And if you don't get rid of Miss Bennett, I'm gonna leave. I looked at him and laughed. I said, ain't your parents older than you? They're getting older than you.
Like I said, who don't like old people?
His name is Nathaniel.
I can't hear you.
His name is Nathaniel Brown. So he left in February of this year, and he found out his favorite job was wanted to be a dump truck
Are you
driver.
talking about somebody at your job? How
It's
y'all got on that conversation?
gonna get to the history right back to where we at.
You supposed to be telling
I'm telling our history.
talking about the day your old
I'm
days
gonna
in
tell
South
you,
Carolina.
just be patient.
Y'all excuse me a minute.
He said he was born in Jersey and he was setting South Carolina history right. I looked at him and I laughed. I said, I've been in South Carolina all my life and you go set it straight. So he walked off the job. Every weekend he saw him. I said, you really need this job, right? I come back to torment you. I laughed. I said, you're a good joke.
Look out.
I said, you coming back. And he made the statement, he came in my room when he got back in May. I said, this time, I'm gonna say my name. And he ain't coming back. He came in my room, do this now. I said, you want me to do a pants at 5:37 and the pants ain't due for 7:30? So my boss heard me
Hey,
tell him
where
to
you
get out of
going?
my room. That's the only room I got in. I'm a master at my trade. He looked at me, I'm gonna get rid of you this time. I said, mine, it don't be you. That's all you got to say. That's all I'm gonna say to you. I don't have to talk to you. That was Wednesday. By the time I get to work Saturday, my boss said, Miss Bennett, I need to see you. And I looked at him, I said, what did I done this time? Oh no, you got rid of. He said, no. I said, no, he was never my problem. He was your issue. I came to do my work, and I do my work good enough. He said, I'm not gonna fire you. You have to quit. I said, did he tell me that first? Yeah, but he was determined. And before I let you go, he's gonna go. Do you realize how much money you bring in this business per month?
I lock it. Stop.
I said, do you know how much money I bring in here per week? I'm good at what I do. And I don't like talking to you or nobody else. I do my job, I keep my head. I don't keep my head down, I keep my head where I got to go with and do what I gotta do. And the customer ain't complaining about me. Why didn't you tell me? You didn't hire me to talk about him. You hired me to do what I do. I walked in on Thursday. I took a suit back. I said, I gotta go out of town. It's family. The young lady I work with, I said, a family member getting some amputation, and I'm gonna be there. When I leave here, I go in someplace else. Because there was a family member got 2 toes amputated. In my personal family, not this family.
Yeah.
But Anthony, you live your life to speak your life for you. What you do is what you do, and how you do it make you the man that you are. Nobody can put you in a category but you.
Hey, you're
And
not
Mom
going
always
outside.
told us
The door
and taught
locked.
us, hold your
Hold on.
head up high. And she always used to say, if you steal, I ain't coming to jail and bail you out. That was her motto. And I ain't even going to jail for nobody. And I told somebody the other day, the only way I'll go to jail now if you bother my grandkids or my children. I lost one. I ain't planning to lose no more. Unless God see fit to take them. But there's a lot of things that we know we bury because we don't want to think about the pain. And we don't sometimes want to look back. But I'm always looking back because I know where I'm going. It makes me a little stronger. It makes me define who I am. And nobody got to like me. I just got to control me. I love me. And I do me well. Because where you think I should be, I'm going to be who I am. I don't put on no airs for nobody.
No, don't touch that.
If I like you, I like you. And if I don't, I tell you I don't like you. You got a problem. I don't.
No?
Make sense?
Makes sense. Now, before we end this video, I want you to say one more thing. Tell me all your kids' names.
Firstborn was Quentin O'Neill Bennett. The only boy I had. Love with a passion. Second child was a miscarriage. It aborted itself. Third child was Early Demetrius Bennett.
Whoa.
Next child was Solomon Inez Bennett. which now is known as Solomon Inez Painting. Erlene Demetrius Bennett, now is Erlene Demetrius Rollison. And last child is Vastia Bennett, known as Ashley Bennett. Hadn't got married, don't want to get married, but doing her, being who she is. I lost one child.
Don't get on the, hey.
diabetes.
You don't get on the table. Get down. Get down. You know you don't
I
get on the
lost
table.
my husband December 16th.
What?
Lost a son May 21st. 5 months apart. And I'm doing me.
Don't.
I'm
Listen.
learning to love me
Leave that.
like
Come on,
nobody
man.
ever known.
Leave it.
Okay.
Anything else you want to know?
State your name and we done.
My name is Deborah A. Bennett. I married a Bennett and I didn't marry my uncle, nor my brother, nor my cousin, nor my nephew.
And that is it.
Mhm.